afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. I know it's lunchtime, so most of you are hungry, and I admire those that have decided to remain for the speech. In the next 15 minutes, I'll be giving you an overview, a very brief overview of what is being considered at the moment in relation to the future of financial supervision. I've been with the MFSA for the past 19 years, and supervision has largely remained the same. We've got authorization processes which are based on documentation which are submitted to the authority. We've got supervisory processes which are based on off-site and on-site supervision. Off-site, whereby we review financial documentation, and on-site, whereby we review the governance, and also apart from the governance, we also review the conduct of the particular firm in relation to the investors and the clients. This is largely based, so therefore, on manual intervention. In the digital era, that has to change, and we're seeing developments whereby supervisors are investing in technology, heavily investing in technology, in order to automate processes and make supervision more instantaneous. So moving from an ex-post type of supervision, whereby you review documents once the actions have been taken, to a situation where you've got ex-ante supervision, whereby through technology we are ensuring that companies are compliant with regulatory requirements that are there to achieve the objectives of regulation, meaning investor protection, market integrity, and also financial soundness and financial stability. And what are the processes, what are the ideas that are being developed in this field? Ideas which are largely based on what's happening in the industry. So we've got big data, we've got machine learning, we've got artificial intelligence. And these tools, which the industry is using in order to provide a better service, can also be used by supervisors to do their job in a better and in a more efficient way. So what we're seeing, one of the ideas that is being developed is the coding of regulation. So you take regulation, you code it into a program, into technology, and through that coding, the companies and the regulator can ensure that the particular company is compliant with regulatory requirements. An area which probably you're familiar with, and also that is very important and topical at this stage, given various issues that have arisen all over Europe, is in the field of AML-CFT. And we're seeing technology develop in the field of AML-CFT, which gives comfort to regulators that the regulatory requirements are being complied with. Technology which verifies the identity of clients and also obtains the information which the clients are required to provide their licensed entities, or better, the firms that are providing them with a service, in order to verify compliance with AML-CFT requirements. One of these companies, which probably you've heard of, which is on the island, is, for example, Know Me Now, whereby you provide your identification information to this company. This company will be linked to various providers, to various service providers. You authorize the company to provide this information, and both the client and the company have comfort that the particular rules have been complied with. We are developing these ideas further. In the sense, one of the ideas we're currently considering, and which we've announced in our regulatory sandbox consultation, is the certification of technology. Technology which, again, has the role of ensuring compliance with regulations, such as the practical example I've just given you, Know Me Now, with regards to the identification of clients. So certifying that technology, that it complies with AML-CFT regulation, for example, or certifying technology which allows compliance with suitability test requirements when, for example, investment advice is being given to clients. This certification, which again is at conceptual level at the moment, we're thinking about these ideas and trying to develop them further. If this certification is given, again, it gives both comfort ex ante to the regulator that the company that will be using this technology is compliant with regulation, and will also give, apart from the company, will also give the regulator comfort that the particular technology is compliant with regulation. So moving again from ex post verification of compliance to ex ante, and making sure that there is more instantaneous checks that can be carried out on the operations of financial companies. Making these checks more instantaneous means that supervision becomes more efficient, more effective, and that the industry, the way the regulator communicates with the industry and ensures that the industry is compliant changes as well. It becomes more efficient and effective. Again, other ideas that are being developed are the centralization of data. There's a lot of data which is being provided to financial supervisors post the financial crisis. We've got data in relation to derivatives, data in relation to securities financing transactions, data in relation to funds, to collect investment schemes. There are ideas whereby this data could be centralized, particularly at European level, and that European authorities will start providing analytical tools to financial supervisors to process that data. And why centralization? Centralization has the advantage of economies of scale. So small supervisors like the MFSA and other small supervisors in Europe would be concentrating their efforts through providing the financing to the European supervisor, which then would develop this new technology, which supervisors like the MFSA can benefit of. However, with this development in technology, certain risks arise. And we've just had a panel session on cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is probably the biggest risk we will be facing in the future, both as financial supervisors and within the industry. And all these ideas cannot develop further unless there is a proper cybersecurity framework, which ensures that the technology is safe and that, even more importantly, the data is safe, that the data which the industry is providing to the authorities and which the authorities are using, and also the data of the authority which it produces as a result of its analysis, are safe, and that they cannot be accessed by third parties and used by those third parties for illicit activity. So technology, data, cybersecurity. Those are the main areas where development is happening and where development will be seen in the future. It's already being seen now, but more will be seen in the future, particularly because regulators are investing in this technology. MFSA, as a regulator, within the next 3 years will be investing over 10 million in its technological infrastructure. And part of this investment will be, again, to ensure more automation and to ensure a more efficient and effective service to the industry. Being a financial supervisor is a very interesting job, and I'd like to conclude with this. I've been a supervisor for the past 19 years, and I plan to do so, hopefully, for the next 20 years, unless something happens. Changes are happening very fast, and my prediction is by the time I retire, probably most of the work I'm currently doing will be done automatically by artificial intelligence, again, machine learning, and big data. In fact, the systems which are being developed will allow more, as I was mentioning before, instantaneous supervision, and to conclude, also more instantaneous enforcement. In fact, one of the ideas that again is being developed not only locally but in different countries is having large databases of enforcement action which has been taken across the board in the EU, and through that data coming up with recommended enforcement action whereby certain common breaches take place. As probably most of you are aware, regulation in the EU is harmonized, and therefore it applies in the same way across the board around the European Union. And having this database of enforcement action, which has been taken for similar cases in different places across the EU, will make enforcement more efficient because it will allow regulators to better apply deregulation in the same way across the board. So again, to conclude, efficiency, effectiveness, more instantaneous supervision. That's my prediction for the coming years. I hope you found my short intervention interesting. If you have any questions on what we're doing or what we plan doing in the coming months in relation to technology, I'm available at the MFSA stand. Please come and I'll provide you with further information. Thank you very much. Thanks.